Hello everyone, my name is Prabhanshu and I welcome you all onto the second episode of How to Craft a Great Resume. Before we beginning further, I would like to make two assumptions about this entire episode. First one, either you must have gone through the previous episode which I have created on the How to Craft a Great Resume. If you have not gone through this episode which I created first, here above is the link so that you can go through the episode if you have not gone through it. Second assumption will be that you already have a well crafted resume with you. So, this video is going to talk about the ninja tactics which we should be using to make our resumes more attractive proposition for the recruiters. So, without wasting time, let's begin with the ninja tactics. Ninja tactic number one, always mention recommendations in your resume. Now, what recommendations actually do to your resume? Imagine a scenario, you walking on the street and suddenly you come across a billboard of any politicians fighting for upcoming elections. Now, this politician always has his picture on the billboard, but with it, there is going to be a picture of a superior leader also. Now, why the picture of the superior politician is there on the billboard with the politician who's fighting the elections? Now, what happens here is when you see the billboard, you always see the superior leader, his popularity, and no matter if you know the current politician who's fighting the election or not, you immediately fall for the credibility of the politician who's fighting the election just by seeing the photograph of the superior politician who's mentioned on the billboard. So indirectly, this is what recommendations do to your resume. If you are going to mention the recommendations on your resume, always it is going to increase the credibility of your candidature. So always pick some good recommendations and put them in the resume. How you are going to do it? If you do not have any recommendations with you, then use LinkedIn as a platform to seek recommendations from your superiors, and when you get the recommendations, put them in your resume. Ninja tactics number two, formatting of your resume. Now, while we'll be formatting your resume, you need to follow some simple guidelines. First, use simple sans serif font for formatting your resume. Simple sans serif font, when I say it is, these are the fonts or the typography which one should be using to give a professional look to their resume or the write-ups. There is another variety of fonts which is serif fonts. Why one should not use serif fonts? Because the words which are there in the serif fonts, they have elongated tops and the bottoms of the any alphabet, which is not required. So sans serif fonts are good for the resumes because it gives that professionalism to your resume. Moving on, use 10 to 12 size of the font. 10 to 12 font size is the most appropriate size with which your resume is going to look professional as well as readable, as well as it is going to keep the size of the resume concise so that your resume is not going to be of 2 3 pages. The other point, to be professional, whenever you are sending out your resume, it should be in PDF format, not in the Word format, so that anyone can edit it. Your brochure should be yours, and you should be sending it in PDF format. PDF format also is going to put a mark on the recruiter that okay, you are confirmed what you have written on the resume. While writing the resume, it should always be left aligned. Generally, no one does a mistake here because whenever we write English, it is always left side oriented in the page. So always use left orientation while writing the resume. The other thing is always use bold, underline, bullet points sparingly in the resume. Why? Because when you use bold in the resume too much, it is going to distract the recruiter having a good look onto different sections which really hold importance in the resume. So use bold wherever you really want to begin with, like the headline. Use bullet points sparingly because when you write bullet points, too much of bullet points, it is going to utilize huge amount of space on your resume. The last part of the formatting is do not put your photograph on the resume. Why you are not supposed to do it? Because there is one beautiful culture in most of the organizations that there should not be a bias towards the looks or the personality of the person before or after when they get hired. You are getting hired on the basis of your skills, so it is not required to put your photograph there. Second thing, there are two things which might happen. First thing, you are going to get rejected right away because it is not the company's policy to uh, select a candidate or the person based on their picture which is posted on the resume. So to remove that bias, companies sometimes straight away reject the resumes which are with the photographs. Second thing, uh, no matter what your personality is, why you would be giving a chance to the recruiter or the other person to reject or select you on the basis of the looks which you have? So it is not at all required to put your photograph on the resume. Just don't do it. Coming on to the Ninja Tactics 3, this talks about the length of the resume in terms of pages. If you have experience which is less than 10 years, your resume should strictly be of one page. If your experience goes beyond 10 years and less than 20 years, it should be 1.5 page to 2 page, not more than that, not more than 2 page. Now, there are scenarios wherein people have got experience more than 20 years. When you have more than 20 years of experience, just showcase the experience of 15 years. Later than that, it is not required. So that means maximum size of your resume as per the experience which you have got, it should be maximum of 2 pages, not more than that. Ninja tactic number 4. This talks about the tone of the resume. Now, whenever you write down your resume, it should always be action oriented resume. That uh, let's say you have performed something in your previous jobs, while putting down the description of the job role there in the resume, always try to mention the actionable details there, and also the output or the outcome which you attained there by performing the action. For example, I led this initiative. I led this initiative accompanied by the outcome of it, quantification, the numbers. So that will put a positive impact on the recruiter to understand that, okay, this guy, this person goes forward and puts some good efforts leading to the outcomes. So this person starts the thing, and then this person chases it up to its completion and leads to some good results. The other point is use the power words in the resume. Now, in the discussion in previous point, we discussed about, okay, we our tone should be action oriented entirely in the resume. Now, to assert that action orientation, we are supposed to use some power words in the resume, such as uh, you had been leading a team. So you'll write down, I led this team to this effort. You managed this team to this effort. You initiated the action and completed this. Uh, Similar sentences. Led is a power word. Managing is a power word. So you need to use these kind of vocabulary in your resume. Now, question is from where to get these power words. Go on Google, just type power words for resumes. It is going to get you n number of results. Look out for some good power words to frame sentences and go put them in the resume. Tactic number 5. Now, whenever we are applying to any job vacancy, our resume should be curated as per the job vacancy we are applying to. But that is going to be much more tedious task if we are going to do it again and again, crafting entire resume. So to avoid that, always try to maintain one template that you should consider a master template of your resume. And whenever you are applying to any vacancy, always look out for the keywords they are searching for and put the keywords there in the skills in the summary. And here you go, your template will become resume for that organization. So always use master template to craft resumes for your every vacancy on which you are applying to. Now, from what sort of master template should be? Your master template should be ATS recognized. ATS, what is ATS? ATS is application tracking system. Now, wherever your resume reaches out onto the job vacancy of any organization, let's say, let's suppose you apply on Microsoft using their job site or career page. Now, your resume is going to land up there, and similarly, there are going to be 4 5,000 resumes with them for one job vacancy. Now, how to get shortlisted there? Now, whenever this type of scenario happens, whenever they post a job and they get 500 to 5,000 job applicants, it is very tedious for any recruiter to choose the candidate from there. So, what they use there is the ATS software. ATS is application tracking system, which is going to search the candidate as per the job description which they have on their job posting. Now, how that searching and sorting happens? ATS always recognizes the relevant resume as per the skills which are mentioned there in the resume. Also, it is going to recognize the format in which the resume is written. So, what you are supposed to do, first, you are supposed to create a master template of your resume, a template which is ATS approved. How you are going to do that? It's very simple. Again, go on Google, type down resume templates which are application tracking system approved. And now, when you are going to enter ATS approved resumes or ATS approved templates, you are going to get n number of results. Pick up one template, fill out the details which you have in your resume, and here you go. You will get the master template of your resume, which you can further edit as per whatever job you are applying to. Now, while applying to the other job, you need to search for the keywords which the other job has and which you should be having in your resume for your resume to get shortlisted by the ATS. This brings us on to sixth ninja tactic, which is usage of the keywords. But till now, we have crafted the resume using six main sections which are supposed to be there in the resume. If you have not watched the video on it, you can go ahead and watch the video. Second thing, we have formatted the resume with uh, right fonts and right formatting options. We have also checked the tone of the resume, how it should, when recruiter reads it, how recruiter feels should feel like. And apart from that, we have also cropped the length of the resume, and finally we have crafted the master template from the resume so that we can change the template and apply on different vacancies which are there in the market. Now, while editing the master template, before we apply onto some job vacancy with some job descriptions, we are supposed to put the keywords there. Now, why we should be putting the keywords there? Answer is, when we apply to a job into some big organization or in some mid-sized organization, the process starts from you applying on the job. Now, for a particular vacancy, recruiter is going to get around 500 to 5,000 resumes. Now, definitely, these recruiters do not have this kind of a time to go through 500 to 5,000 resumes. Well, what happened at the back end? At the back end, all of these big organizations use ATS, which is application tracking systems. Now, application tracking systems, they have all the resumes. Now, what happens? Application tracking system is supposed to provide screened resumes to the recruiters. So, what happens there is all of the resumes get scanned against the job descriptions which has been posted in the job vacancy. Now, when scanning happens, the all of the resumes are validated against the keywords which are mentioned in the job description. Now, this is the entire process which happens at the back end. So, why it matters for a job seeker to take care of this thing? This matter to a job seeker just because the scanning of the resumes at the backend is happening through using ATS, and ATS is scanning the resume against the job description, and it is checking those specific keywords which are there in the job description and match the resumes which are there. When this is the background process which happens, a job seeker should be taking care of putting in right keywords in the resume pertaining to a job posting or the job vacancy on which they are applying to. Now, how we are supposed to do it? Now, we already have understood why we need to do it. Now, let's dive into how to do it. For how to do it, there is there are two sites which are going to help us out onto uh, scanning a job description, getting those keywords, and then after we are going to put those keywords in the resume and we are going to apply on the vacancy. So to help us do this entire process, there are two websites which are going to help us. One is wordclouds.com, the other is jobscan.io. Now, how wordclouds.com and jobscan.io works. Wordclouds.com is going to work for us to get the keywords from job description. What we are supposed to do here is to pick the job description, entire job description. We are going to paste it in the wordclouds.com, and it is going to give us the uh, all the keywords which are there in the job description. Now from there, we are going to pick those keywords. We are going to frame sentences. We are going to put them in skill sets, and that way our resume is going to get those keywords which are going to match the job description. Now that's how the wordclouds.com works. Now to validate this, what you have done, there is this other site, jobscan.io. How jobscan.io works? Jobscan.io particularly matches a resume with a job description based on uh, the keywords which are there, based on the ATS, application tracking system, if the resume is missing some sections or not. So jobscan.io, you are going to put your resume in there, and you are going to put job description in there, and then you are going to hit scan. Now, when you hit the scan, it is going to let you know the keywords which are there in the job description and not there in the resumes. Also, it is going to let you know that as per the application tracking systems, whatever sections which are missing there in your job resume. Now, when you get the result from here, now when you get this screened in jobscan.io, you are good to go. You are good to apply on the job vacancy. Now said that, I wish you best of luck and good luck. Be always more impressive, interesting, and creative. Be unique while applying to any of the job which you really want to apply to. References, definitely, we all rely on references to apply to a job. But if you do not have as many references which are supposed to be there, then resume is the only resort which has to be right to get selected in any job interview and to showcase whatever skill set and the talent you have. So always craft your resume properly and be impressive, interesting, and unique. So that, signing off from this video. Next up, which is going to be the last video of resume series, I'm going to come up with some sample resumes to make you understand like why they are good. Till then, see ya and cheers.